Hey everybody, it's here Doc here of the Greenhouse, and have with me today Mr. Denny McDonough. Dennis, but we call you Denny.
Denny, I prefer.
Okay, good. What we're going to do today is hopefully pick this guy's head about stuff that you might find you need a little bit with selling, hopefully to help you get more business. So let's just jump right into this because I don't want myself nervous and I don't want you to be nervous. So let's do this.
It's too late now. You just told me how to feel.
Okay, so Denny, you have been an executive, a coach, a trainer for over 3 decades, and I would like to, with your permission, of course, if you wouldn't mind, let us ask you, for the audience at home, how do you define selling?
How would you define selling? Okay. Well, thinking of the definition, one of the first things that comes to my mind is Doc, with that in mind, may I ask you a question? Maybe 2 or 3 relative to that. Could you help
sure,
me with that?
sure.
Because when I'm thinking of how to define selling, the first thing I need to know is what would be your definition of selling with your own experiences? Because that gives us a stage to play from.
That's a good question. I would say it's when you have a product or a service that you would hope that by engaging with that client and allowing your product or service to be bought, you would be able to then offer it and give them what they actually want and what they need.
Okay. And in thinking of that definition, and thinking of some of the things that would come from that would yield to you some pretty magical things, the kinds of things that would say, because of that, you have a skill set that's even stronger than it is now because you already sell very well now. What would that bring to you in your life, in your experiences, that would really add significant value by you being even better?
Okay, so for myself, I offer the services that I offer because I like to help people. So in my mind, every time I close a sale or every time I make a sale, I am actually doing something that's going to better that person's life or help them with their business so they can in turn hopefully pay it forward, not to sound cheesy. I want people to do good so that they can do good for the next person, and it just becomes this whole circle of doing good.
Okay. And that would be an enhancement in your own life?
Oh, most definitely. I get a kick out of helping people out.
So the more you sell, the more you help people?
Yes.
Okay.
Or have the opportunity to do.
Okay. Well, thinking of that way of looking at selling, if you can look at selling from the point of view of a definition first, if I might, is that what you're in essence asking me?
Yes, sir.
And then we can take a look at a nugget or 3 as far as a skill set or something that might be a component of the magic in selling?
That's correct.
Okay. Well, thinking of selling, the key I see as I guess the definition is finding out what people truly want to accomplish, what's really meaningful to the person or group you're speaking with, and doing it in such a way that you start to create trust so that they know that you as an individual are reliable, talented, skillful, and with a high degree of integrity, that they'll want to work with you by helping, in essence, through a teaming experience. You help them and they, in essence, collaborate with you to help them get where they truly want to be. What's most important to that individual is the key focus no matter what's going on in life as far as selling. When you do that and do that effectively with integrity, you start developing clients, and that makes the world of difference because your clients then do the business for you. You work hard to create the business, and then your business through clients do the work for you.
Well, that's cool. I like the way you did that. So thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us today. But again, if you don't mind, I guess another question. Please, Denny, if you will, tell us how, say, you could take someone who's a rookie, who's not really into selling, and maybe turn them into Gordon Gekko or a selling rock star. Because again, I look at my cameraman back here, Mikey. He's one of the best camera guys. But I'm sure the island would appreciate seeing more of his handicrafty work. So the more people that will hire, Bonsai Media to film, then we all get something out of it. So how could you take somebody who's, say, a video guy like Mikey and turn him into a great salesperson so he can be a better video guy?
Okay. So I'm gonna pretend I'm talking at Mikey over there. Now I'm gonna look at Mikey just for 30 seconds. Hi, Mikey. Good. Nice meeting you again. let's just say Mikey and I decide to partner up. What we're going to do first off is take a real clear look at what selling is, because I'm going to show, and then show through experience. This is what I do to sell. You're going to see it over and over and over. And then in essence, I'm going to chunk it down so you can see the components of it and what are the key components. The simplest and best way I think of professional selling is the skill or the art of asking questions, shutting up and becoming the best listener they've ever experienced, and then shutting up again, and through questions help them discover what they truly want to accomplish. So this doesn't mean much until people see it. If I, in essence, were to say, let's go to Safeway, I'm going to talk to 17 people, I'm going to have a conversation, hopefully with at least 10 of those, and you'll see the beginnings of creating an experience where they will immediately almost start feeling an increase in trust and a decrease in fear. That's what takes place. And then I'll turn it over to you, and you'll do it because I've chunked it down with the actual concrete questions, the concrete nods, which way you tilt your head, all the kinds of specific things so you look more trustworthy.
Oh, thank you so much.
Practice like you can't believe.
That is super powerful, yeah.
And the key is practice.
Cool. So with that in mind, and again, I guess I want to, being a greenhouse, we have services and we take care of a lot of the local freelancers and the startup community that are out there. So again, if you don't mind, would you be willing to expand further? If say a viewer wanted to email in and ask us a question or ask you a question, would you be willing to expand on some of your selling experiences and practices?
Oh, I'd be glad to. I'd be honored to. Sure. If someone has a specific question or concern, want to talk about it or show it, I'd be more than happy to. Thank you for
Cool.
asking.
And then the other thing I guess I would want to know is there a way that someone could come in and see one of your workshops, or do you offer workshops or training, anything like that? How can we? I don't know. I'm in. I'm dying to go right now.
Thank you. I think the best way is to talk to Doc and kind of get a sense of what would work best for you as your organization, your company here, which is here to help people better understand and grow and become even better than they thought they could be through very specific guidance, which you and you folks give.
Cool.
That as a collaboration, I think would be very helpful.
Well, that's definitely something that we want to do. We want to be able to take and make you a better business person so that you can do the programming and the designing and the things that you're really good at, like Mikey in the video making here. So, I think that's almost it, but I have one thing my personal question, okay? I always hear things where people are talking about in selling, you have to become a really good closer, or you have to be good at overcoming objectives. So I know this is a lot to ask, so I'm really apologetic in bringing this up, but this is my personal edification. How do you deal with becoming a better closer, and how do you deal with objections?
Wow. So you're asking me if I understand you correctly.
Yes.
What are some of the key components in closing and effectively answering objections?
Correct.
So putting it in another way, let me think. You're trying to take money from my right pocket and put it into the left-hand pocket of your jacket you're wearing. Oh, you're not wearing a jacket. Well, if you were wearing a jacket. Okay.
It's too hot today.
Let me think about that just for a moment. So you're asking for what is sometimes referred to as the secret sauce. Right? Well, let me do this if I may. I can give you a couple of hints. And because of the question, what I think would make the best sense is we regroup and expand on a couple of components relative to, first off, let's learn the skill of closing. So you do it ABC, always be closing. Always be closing means not on Tuesdays at 3 o'clock. It means always be closing. So we'll deal with that. And the idea of managing resistance, answering objections. We're going to keep these apart because you want to learn one skill, practice, then you learn another. Well, we'll do it in a separate meeting, but I will give you a couple of hints. Fair enough?
Fair enough.
That's okay with you?
I see what you just did there.
No, wait a minute. The camera's on. They didn't see that.
Yeah, but you just got me. I can't believe you caught me. Okay, go ahead. Yes, fair enough.
Okay. So a good chunk of it, the nugget, the diamond in nugget form, something like that, we'll deal with a little bit later. but we'll give you a little drip of the sauce. Okey dokey.
Yes, sir.
I said ABC, always be clothing. ABC, always be closing. Everybody's had any sales training has heard that thousands of times. Well, the reality is that when Mikey works with me, because when we team up, Mikey's going to learn to be closing as soon as he learns to exhale. Okay with you, Mikey? See, he's nodding his head, he's smiling. I've just received an affirmation. What I'm going to do is have Mikey constantly get affirmations throughout. Affirmation is a yes. If I say to Mikey, it looks like this tape is going to end in about 48 seconds, is that correct? I gave him the answer, and he's shaking his head the wrong way, so it's an alternate. Well, no, that's not the best close. But what I'm going to do is learn the habit of making it easy for Mikey to say yes right from the beginning of any conversation. Therefore, that's going to be the beginning of closes. When it gets to, would you rather write a check or give me cash? By the time we get there, there's been so many yeses, the actual giving a cash or check is so simple because he's yes him, yes, he has had so many yeses in his experience. He in no way could say no. Or I'd shoot him if he did. But anyway, it's just a matter of constantly getting yeses right from the beginning. So if Mikey and I are meeting for the very first time and I say, Mikey, my understanding is we've got about 45 minutes for this meeting. Is that correct? He's going to say, yup. And I'm going to say, great, so we've got 45 minutes. I'm going to compound the close. Then I'm going to look at my watch and I'm going to articulate something as complicated as, I'll make sure we're not done. Oh, let me rephrase that. You know what I just said? I'll make sure we're not done. Wait a minute, I'm going to rephrase that. I'm going to make sure we're done by 2:15. Okay? Yep, fair enough? Yep, all right, great, perfect. Now what he's heard is at least 7 to 10 closes, and all I've done is set the stage. All those closes are yeses. Now Mikey knows it now because he'll watch the tape, but if I get yeses from Mikey from the very beginning, I'm more likely to get yeses down the road.
Sounds like a solid
Fair
plan.
enough?
Absolutely.
Is that enough of at least a draw?
That is enough of a draw for me. That is so amazing. And you know what? I feel like I should be taking money out of my left pocket and putting it in your right.
Oh, wait, I need one more close before we end. Is that okay?
That's absolutely okay.
You sure?
Yes, sir.
That's fine with you?
That's absolutely fine with me.
You okay?
Stop it.
You just heard 6 closes. Fair enough? That's
Fair
the last
enough.
one.
Thank you. Well,
you.
Denny, thanks again for
Thank you.
coming in and talking to us. So that's it. For the greenhouse, like again, we're supporting the entrepreneurial spirit and we are supporting the freelancers. So we want to help you be able to do more business. So with Denny's permission, we're going to put together some workshops. If you have questions or you want to attend, please send us an email so we can at least start to build an idea of how many people would come. Is that fair enough to do that?
Fair enough.
Is that good? All right, cool. So I'd like to thank you once again for watching and come see us at the greenhouse.
And thank you for the opportunity. Thank you.